What's going on, everyone? And happy Wednesday. We're getting over the hump today. Hope you guys have survived this week. I know if you're an Orioles fan, you're trying to survive the week because it's not been some good baseball the last couple of days, but it's okay. We're here to have some fun, and we got a jam-packed show for you guys today. Obviously, 'tis the season trade deadline season. That's not stopping. There are some more conversations around some star players, but actually there's one baseball analyst that wants to go far as to say that maybe there's one Orioles star that maybe isn't a long-term option here anymore. I don't know if I agree with that, but we'll debate it. It is Wednesday, so we will be cooking with Kyle, and we'll bring him in here in just a moment. There he is getting set up. There he is. Look at that. Beautiful. So we're going to be cooking it up. We'll detail what that is in just a moment. At the top of the hour, 3 p.m., one of the best defensive shortstops, recurring guest of the Ryan Ripken Show, Omar Vizquel, is going to join us to kind of talk about what he has been up to and how he continues to impact the lives of the next generation and how you can follow him. And then we got to ask him about, maybe how to play the position of shortstop, because there are a lot of question marks about how do you get over the mental hurdles. And I got to say, there's a shortstop in New York that is dealing with a lot of heat in Anthony Volpe. So we'll ask Omar that, and she'll make her first debut on the, I guess you can't make your second debut, right? Making her debut.
Yeah.
The prop queen, Ariel Epstein, is going to join us at 3:30. And then who knows? Kyle apparently has some things in store. Maybe that's a good time to bring him on. You know him, not this Kyle, but we got Kyle from the Iron Rooster restaurant. Kyle, how we doing? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Good to be back. I think I texted you earlier, Three Amigos.
We're in here.
By the way, great movie. You ever seen Three Amigos?
Not that I can remember. Are we talking like the animated movie?
No. Oh, no.
Like I'm thinking back when I think three, like the Tres Amigos, I'm thinking like cartoon.
No, Steve Martin, Martin Short, Chevy Chase.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Oh, right.
But Martin Short, I got to go home and watch it now.
Yeah, you will laugh over and over again. But anyway, Three Amigos back in it today. Happy to be here. Always.
Happy to be here.
Always. I'm excited. We got nachos. You want to talk about what we're doing today? We're going to do 2 different nachos, breakfast nachos, and then we're going to do some crab nachos over some kettle chips. And stay tuned as Ryan Ripken makes his egg flipping debut.
Woo!
Which is must-see TV. I can hear people running to their televisions and phones as we speak.
There we go. Well, I actually think I can flip an egg. How good I can flip an egg, well, that'll be up to each and every one of you. But I think I got the goods. I think I got the stuff. And if not, we're still going to eat it anyway.
We're going to eat it, yeah. Egg flipping is one of those skills. If you have it, you can use it anywhere. It's almost like playing the piano, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
If you can flip an egg, you can almost do anything. Like they say.
You said if you can flip an egg, you can play the piano?
No, it's like playing the piano, where you can just walk into any piano bar and just start playing. If you can flip an egg, you literally can walk into any kitchen and be like, I'm making over easy eggs. And, I mean, they're just going to let you walk right in.
If you can dodge a wrench, you
can dodge a ball. You know what? I didn't think that you would say it because I don't know if you've seen a lot of these movies. I will watch the Three Amigos.
Three Amigos.
And I will barge into any restaurant then.
Well, let's see what we got. Let's see what you do first. But
okay.
I have the utmost confidence, as I always do, in your egg flipping skills. So, yeah.
I'm gonna prove some people right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna prove Kyle and Kyle right. Absolutely. And behind the sticks, Bolly, how we doing today? Happy Wednesday.
My favorite day of the week. We got cooking with Kyle. I mean, it's also all day baseball, which has been fun. But yeah, what a fun day. Glad to be back. Kyle said nachos, and I got extremely excited. So that's always just a beautiful. The word nachos, like I feel like you can't be sad after hearing the word nachos.
Nachos are the best. I really feel like nachos are that food group that never goes out of style. You can do anything you want with it. Yeah.
And you can load them up.
Yep.
And it can look as messy or as
the messier the better.
Detailed. Yeah, I'd agree with that. But detailed. You could tell me you threw 7, 8 different things on there, and it's one of those foods that like I can't fully judge you.
Yeah.
If I don't think it's gonna work, I won't question nachos because it's just the flavors, the appearance.
Yeah.
It goes.
Is there a place not to eat nachos? So like movie theater. Is that a nachos?
Yeah,
venue?
well, okay, but those are different nachos.
Now
That's
we're
like
really
now we're talking like the nacho cheese with the like I feel like that's.
Can we clarify nachos for a second? Like what I'm talking about? Like if you're going to go to a restaurant or you're at home and you have make
no,
this.
That's what. But are we including them? Because technically those
chips
are nachos.
And queso is not nachos.
Okay, I agree. But if they're calling it nachos, I think it's under the umbrella. I'm not saying it's like it's kind of own version.
Nachos adjacent.
Yeah.
Okay. My thing with nachos is big platter. You make whatever you want, not where I'm going to go heat up the cheese. Here's some cheese, and you can dip it with a little con queso. Like it's
I get that,
chips and con queso, right?
But I get that. Yes. Okay, I get that. But they do classify that as nachos at those
they do
like at the movies and stuff. So I'm going to give at the baseball game if it's like, hey, do you want nachos? Like I agree. If I think nachos, I'm thinking of the big platter, like, chicken, all the stuff, all the fixins.
Yeah, consider it dip. It's a nacho dip.
Well, they just call it nacho cheese. I think it's literally just cheese dip.
Well, I think that was the original nacho. Was
that?
Right.
Oh,
I'm looking it up.
Now
look what we've done. Here we are.
This is inquiring minds want to know, as they used to say.
This is actually what they want to talk as we are 8 days away from the trade deadline.
Apparently, the issues the original nachos were tortilla chips, melted cheese, and jalapenos. Oh, so it's literally what they give you at the ballpark is the original.
Yeah.
And then we decided we can do something more with this.
Yes,
I agree, and the something more is what the people want.
Yeah. So you're the fan of the evolved nacho.
Evolution, yes, the evolution
of the nacho.
Don't give me cheap chips con queso. I don't want that.
Okay.
I don't want heat up the cheese and then I'm dipping it in the queso. We're not doing that. That is a dip. That is a dip.
Okay.
Nachos, we're bundling it up. We're throwing eggs. We're throwing cheese. Is there bacon involved over here? There's got to be. No?
I mean, you think I would have came here without bacon? Of course I came with bacon.
There we go. My bad. They have a shirt that says Iron Rooster making bacon. And you think I'm corny, Zach. Right there. You kidding me?
We made you chocolate bacon on Monday.
You did? He can't give away all the secrets just yet.
Had chocolate dipped bacon on Monday.
That sounds incredible.
I brought bacon. We're going to throw bacon on nachos. You cannot get that at the movie theater or at the ballpark. Well, maybe you can, but you can't get it at the movie theater for sure. But I am a fan of just the nacho cheese and the jalapenos. I am too.
So we're getting people hungry now. Like, thanks. Now I want to stop and get some nachos and cheese. Well, guess what? You guys can go get whatever you want. And we're going to cook later. But I know right now we got to talk a little bit of shop. Not that people don't want to hear our preferences on what should go on our favorite food or food styles. But for all the fans out there, this is like their Super Bowl week when it comes to if you think you're going to be right with what your team does or you're going to be wrong, or you want to be mad with what your team has done this season or what you would like to see moving forward. And so why don't we stay in the Baltimore region here, right? So the Orioles, it hasn't been a great start to the week in Cleveland. They have dropped the first two, fall even further below 500, and now it's kind of setting in, especially after we broke down Mike Elias's comments yesterday with players on expiring contracts. Looks like the Orioles are going to be looking for who wants to make a deal. But we are the ones providing the services of our players. It kind of feels like that's the way we're going. But we're going to take a little different angle with this first topic because there was a baseball analyst out there that was making the claim that Adley Rutschman might be the guy that should be in this consideration of not being one of the long-term fits for the Orioles. Ken Rosenthal went on Foul Territory yesterday to talk about this conversation. So why don't we play that clip, Zach, and then we're going to react on the other side.
I don't expect that he's going to be traded anytime soon. But what I wrote about my notes column is the idea that long-term, he might not be the piece that we all thought he would be, the fixture the 10-year Oriole. His deal is up after 27. Or not his deal. His arbitration expires after 27. So he has only 2 more years of control left. And as you mentioned, they've got Basallo coming. They drafted those 2 guys. Only Bodine is really a catcher. Ike Irish is someone who's going to bounce around, maybe play the outfield. They don't see him as a pure catcher. But yes, Adley Rutschman, since last year's All-Star break, has not been a very good offensive player. Ran into some bad luck this year. Okay, we all understand that. But he has not proven to be the guy that we all thought perhaps he was going to be. Not saying he can't be that guy at some point. But then you wonder, okay, under the current circumstances, would the Orioles sign him to an extension? There has been a lot of talk about that over the years. Oh, got to get Adley done. Got to get him signed. Well, if he's not going to be that much of a cornerstone player for you, maybe you look and say no. And maybe in the offseason, you look to trade him then. I haven't heard that. I don't necessarily expect that, but they do have other options in their system. There's no question about it.
All right. Well, welcome to the Wednesday conversation here. Adley Rutschman. So not saying that he would be in the discussion for this year of being traded, but this is his ongoing discussion about what is going to happen with some of these Baltimore Orioles moving forward. Now, I want to start with this. Adley Rutschman's going to be a Baltimore Oriole. He's going to be. I don't see any scenario over the next 2 years where the Orioles are going to trade Mr. Rutschman. Now, has the outlook on his extension changed? Well, the value's definitely changed. Why? He's been banged up, and the numbers haven't fully reflected what you hoped. But I also think Adley comes out, plays really well next year. Well, guess what, Zach? That price tag rises to the top. You know, so I don't want to completely dispute Ken's thoughts here because I do get where he's coming from. I also just kind of hate this where we are in sports. It's what have you done for me right now and have what you've done for me lately. Wasn't Adley Rutschman when he came up in 2022 the guy? And didn't the Orioles win the moment he got here? And didn't in 2023 a huge reason why the Baltimore Orioles won a 100-plus game was because of their catcher, not because he was detrimental to the team? And is the reason why the Orioles in 2024 down the stretch, is it the main reason that Adley Rutschman was the problem? It certainly didn't help. His impact is evident on the ball club. But Zach, I just don't see a scenario where Adley is not still going to continue to be in this. But I can understand why people are starting to question because 2 catchers were taken in the draft this year. You have Sam Basallo waiting in the wings, but that still doesn't change my feeling of Adley having a rough year stretch. I don't think that should change the Orioles GM's perspective with Mike Elias. And quite frankly, a lot can happen in the next 3 months or 2 months when he's back to next year. Like, he's going to be the Orioles starting catcher in 2026.
Yeah. And I mean, just, I know, like you kind of talked about, I also just don't think there's any benefit at the moment to one, how's the Orioles catching situation look since I know they have guys coming up, but since Adley's been gone, it's been atrocious, especially defensively. It's been extremely detrimental to the team at times. But here's the other thing. If you're to trade Adley, not only now do you rely on, you know, how many times have you heard this, Rip? Oh, just trade this veteran. We have all these young guys coming up. Clearly, they're going to produce immediately. Clearly, they're going to be Sam Basallo is going to hit 300 and hit 45 home runs in his first year. You can't rely on young guys to immediately take over and just run with it. And then the other part is, why would you trade Adley when his value is the lowest? You know, like you said, Rip, there were times, I mean, Adley was getting MVP votes. Now, not number 1, 2, you know, top 3, but he was finishing top 10 in MVP votes. This is a guy who, before this kind of post All-Star break 24 into 25, was pretty unanimously, if you weren't including Adley in your top 2 catchers in baseball, your list didn't make sense. You know, it was him and Will Smith going back and forth for a while. it just feels to me that not only would you be creating a hole that you now need to fill either with a veteran off the street, or you now need Sam Bassao that pressure to, hey, you got to come up and produce immediately. But then you're also, yeah, he's got 2.5 years left if you trade him now. What's that, value look like if he's, still struggling? If you can't get full value. So now you've gotten rid of, like you said, a cornerstone of your team, the guy who, when he came up, was the moment it all changed. You're not getting the best value for him, and now you have to replace him. It just, I agree with you. It doesn't make sense to me, really, and I can't wrap my head around why they would do that. If you want to argue that maybe in 2027, the Orioles have to take a hard look in the mirror and, decide if he's worth an extension, that can be a conversation. But to think the Orioles anywhere within the next year and a half would even consider, or really deeply consider, trading Adley, I just don't see it.
Yeah. Also, why I think I talk about prisoner of the moment here, and this is why I want people to take a deep breath. I know it's not perfect, but why I think, why would you move off from a guy who right now, he's 27 years old. He's 27, right? So, Zach, what's that rapper I really like? When I move, you move. What's his name?
Like that, Luda.
Luda. Yeah, this to me is ludicrous. And I'm going to pull up this for a second for people, at least when you're looking at the numbers right now of what Adley had done the first 2 months. I get it, right? Wasn't very good the first 2 months, and the Orioles weren't very good the first 2 months. But you know how good Adley was before he went down with his injury? Well, if you're not, let me enlighten you for a second. Let me pull this up. All right. Adley splits right there, 227. Not great, for the season. He hit, if I'm looking at that correctly, 205 in April, 182 in May. So it was tough, but damn, Zach, what is that number in June? I think I see a
309. And that OPS is pretty close to a 8.9 or 0.89.
0.89. So he had 3 jacks, 7 walks, almost a walk to strikeout 1-to-1 ratio, and 17 for 55, 5 extra base hits. I'm not saying that Adley's going to do this, but I think people forget where he was getting himself back to. And it's always a hot talking point, right? It's always the easy thing to talk about when some of these star players are not playing well. But here's the thing with baseball that I want people to understand is what creates storylines is in the media you talk about what's going wrong. And it's magnified. And in baseball, it's the one sport truly where you're not going to have a bad streak. You might just have a bad month. You might have bad months. You might have a bad year. Now, unless you're Aaron Judge, who, if we're going to say that's one player, Shohei Ohtani, that's 2. And they are arguably the 2 greatest hitters of this generation. But everyone else is going to have struggles. Like, people are a little bit worried about Gunnar Henderson because the home runs aren't there, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is Gunnar playing to the level he played last year? No. Now, is this just a different year for Gunnar? Or are you saying that Gunnar is going to fall off? I like to think that Gunnar is going to be just fine. Adley, though, the catching position is gruesome. I think if there's one thing, Zach, that's just the worry is how long does he stay at catcher? Mm-hmm. How long does he stay there? That, to me, is the biggest part for what you're going to do to evaluate Adley with an extension. Because if you aren't valuing him as a catcher for the next 4 or 5 years, his value takes a huge hit because you're going to have options to play first base. I think that is where, if we want to make the true argument for an extension for Adley or him being somewhere else, where does his value lie when he's got to play somewhere else besides behind the dish?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So
I blame video games.
Yeah.
I just think that people that you can change things out so often, you don't like what this is doing, you can start over. I think people have this idea that you can't be patient anymore. Mm-hmm. You can look at Peyton Manning. You can look at your dad's career, right? Mm-hmm. At the beginning. I mean, there's a number of places where in a different time they would have just allowed people to develop. And they don't do that anymore.
And I think it's also, I believe when you see video game stats where it's like, wow, look at this, and this player's doing that. And then the other part of it is the perception of where you're drafted and what you were expected to be. So the one part that I think can be fair, and I even said this way back because I got to play with Adley and be with Gunner. I thought Adley was really good at a lot of things, but I wasn't going, wow, he's exceptional. Drop everything. Wow, like it just mesmerizes you with the talent. He's a talented player, but usually when you get to the big leagues, maybe I've told you guys this, you're good at one or two things, like really, like great at one or two things. Adley to me there was things that he was great at, but he was good at about 10 different things. That's what made him the number one overall pick, that there wasn't a true weakness with his game. But the upside, yeah, he was a safer choice. And he was the consensus number one because you knew that he was going to produce to a certain level. And everyone wants to look at Bobby Witt Jr. from back in the draft. Bobby was unpredictable. You didn't know that Bobby Witt was going to end up being an all-star shortstop. You can have an idea, but you don't know. So I just want to point that out. The draft and the perceptions, Adley's dealing with the fact that everyone's expecting the number one overall pick to be the next Buster Posey. And the reality is there's only one Buster Posey too. And I think from the beginning, I think we're even to be at fault for that, is thinking that he was going to have that impact exactly. And that's not fair either. So I just wanted to point that out there. It's perceptions, video games, where you're drafted. And the biggest thing for Adley, though, is he's going to have to learn how to deal with the expectations act. Because if he can't and the team struggles, unfortunately, these conversations are not going to go anywhere. Like they're just going to continue to come back. And all we're going to hear about is what should have been if Adley Rutschman had been able to live up to what he was deemed to be. And he was deemed to be the savior. And he was in Baltimore until, frankly,
has he gotten better?
He wasn't.
As you look at his project, has he gotten better from when you saw him initially to where he is now?
I think that as far as projections, I never worry about a guy. Let me put it like, I think that he's evolving in the big leagues, but he was already more developed coming into pro ball. So when you're looking at a guy like Gunner, high school guy, same draft, Gunner had to grow. Sam Basayo down the minor leagues, like Sam Basayo is 20 years old, and he's the projectability even 2 years ago was nuts. So that's an advantage to some of these younger players, but the downside to them is what are you going to be? What do we know we have? Adley was, you knew what you were going to have. Stable. To me, I wasn't a guy that I was worrying about as a player. Like he'll go out there and be a pro's pro. I think Adley in my mind was going to be exactly what I thought he was going to be. A very, very solid player, all-star potential. But maybe that was me being around. I never just thought in the back of my mind, Kyle, that the expectation that people wanted him to be for the number one overall pick, I felt that was going to be hard. You know why that started? I actually learned this lesson. Who was the catcher that the Orioles drafted extremely high, 10 years ago, 12 years, 15, whatever it was? Matt Wieters. And I think that's where I learned that I don't want to put that type of pressure on a catcher, because catching is just so much different, if that makes sense. Like if Adley wasn't catching, I think I could give you a different evaluation of his offensive side. And that's why I give Cal Raleigh all the credit in the world, where Judge should be the MVP. But damn, I don't think people understand how ridiculous what Cal Raleigh's doing. He's the primary catcher, and he is the second best offensive player or third, top, or you can say top 5 in baseball, and you're catching every day almost. It's insane.
Yeah. He's calling his own game.
He's getting beat up back there. Like I hope that voters put a little bit more weight on that. Judge should win. But that just goes to show you, like the catching position is so damn hard, and it's not just about the offense. Zach, what you got?
Yeah, just to kind of wrap it up with the expectations for the number one pick. I went back, and this is as of July 15th, right before the MLB draft, and it has all the number one picks in history and their current career WAR. Well, from 2016 to 20, if you want to go all the way to 2022 to Jackson Holiday. Obviously, at this point, these guys are really kind of early on in their career. So we'll stop at 2021 with Henry Davis, which is 2 years after Adley Rutschman. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 number one picks. Adley Rutschman's career WAR is higher than the other 5 combined. Just because you're the number one pick, like I know, like we were talking about, like you are supposed to be the savior of your franchise and everything. And it's like, oh, it has to be a can't miss guy. Like you have to knock it out of the ballpark. And that's true. You do, if you have the number one pick, you want to knock it out of the ballpark. That's got to be a guy that you hit on. But that doesn't mean that just happens. That just is a given. So for Adley Rutschman, yes. Has he maybe not been the MVP guy? Yeah. But when you look at the success rates of number one picks, Adley Rutschman's been a damn good number one overall pick.
And I think that's great context. It's always in the day and age that we live in, what are you doing for me now? And where were you taken? And because of where you're taken, the stakes are higher. And it doesn't help when the team doesn't win. They are going to pick you apart. And to at least be fair on that side, yeah, Adley's had struggles. But he's not the only one that has struggles. And if the Orioles are going to take this next step with this roster, a big reason is going to be because of Adley Rutschman. But he's not the only reason why this team has fallen flat this year. So many different reasons. I actually said the stat last night, guys. And maybe this will be enlightening. And I believe we have Omar joining us here in just a few minutes. The Orioles, if we're going across the list, and their pitching overall has been better. Starting staff has been better the last X amount of months. It was awful to start. But overall, they're still 4th worst in baseball with an ERA over 5. Defensively, they're bottom 8 in fielding percentage. That's not good. And then if we go to offense, they're 23rd in batting average. You go, well, Ryan, batting average, it don't matter. You slug, OPS. That's the good stuff. Okay, well, let's talk about the good stuff. The Orioles are 22nd in OPS. So what category with this, if Adley Rutschman is playing at an elite level, is going to fix some of the other issues? It's going to help, but is it raising the Orioles 10 spots across the board? I don't think so. You want to guess who's number 1 in batting average right now?
No.
Toronto Blue Jays. You know who's also one of the worst fielding teams in all baseball? Boston Red Sox. But you know what the Red Sox are top 10 in? Pitching and hitting. So if you're going to be bad at something, you got to be really good at the other 2. The Orioles aren't good at any phase of the game right now.
Yeah.
Adley Rutschman can help with it. He's not going to be the solution. I think we need to get that through everyone's head. He is not the savior of the Baltimore Orioles. No one can be the savior. The team has to play better collectively. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk, Kyle. Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah. Yeah. And like this, Brian, this goes back to this point. To be fair, Brian says right here, we were told that Adley was a top 5 prospect ever. And I'm curious. I know that publication came out, but who makes that?
I don't think he was ever
lofty.
Yeah, I would honestly say that Jackson came up with more hype. Like I feel like there were a lot of other Adley. I felt like was more hype around here as like this insane top prospect. I felt like overall in the league, it was just like another number 1 prospect coming up. You know, I don't think we ever. There were like we want to talk about like the Bryce Harpers, like those were like the top.
I actually, if I'm going to do about the hype train, Bryce Harper was probably number 1. Steven Strasburg was up there. I'd put him up there. Joe Mauer was up there. I mean, Paul Skeens, recency bias. Skeens was up there. I'm just trying to go back through the years. Like Wieters was pretty high considered, you know, like, and that's why, you know, you just don't know what is going to happen, but at least recognize Adley Rutschman's a very good player. Stick with him, hang with him. So I'll tell you what, whether you like it or not, he's going to be a Baltimore Oriole next year.
Good.
So whammy. If you don't like it, too bad. But if you like us, Hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We do this live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. See you guys on Facebook, hitting that like button. See you guys on YouTube. See you guys on X. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We're live. We're cooking with Kyle and the Iron Rooster this afternoon. We're supposed to have Omar Vizquel joining us. Hopefully he's doing all right. And, sometimes he's trying to get some things prepared. I think he's over in Venezuela right now. So the Ryan Ripken Show is going international today.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Queso.
Queso, baseball, yeah. Three amigos. It's a Latin flair today.
Ooh,
Yeah.
there we go.
How about
Put it
that?
all
Was
together.
that planned? Absolutely not.
Not much around here.
Absolutely not.
We're flying.
What's
Top 5 ever? We're talking. I can't get over that. I mean, baseball's been around a long time.
ever?
Thinking of the DiMaggios and the
Top 5 MLB.
I literally just looked.
Are we looking that up now?
Yeah, so this is as of this is our friend Jonathan May on January 24th, 2025. Here are all of our number one overall prospects ranked. So number 1, they had Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Number 2, Shohei. 3 is Wander Franco.
Oh,
All right. 4 is Roki Sasaki. All right. Byron Buxton's 5. Jackson Holiday 6. Delman Young. Oh, that's a good one. 7. Mike
Delman
Trout.
Young.
Mike Trout 8. Bobby Witt Jr. 9. Oh, they have Adley Rutschman 10. All right. Top 10.
is that over a certain amount of time?
Yeah, because these are all very recent.
Okay.
Yoan Moncada is in here. Gunnar Henderson's 14. Bregman 16. Yeah, I have not seen anyone that's prior to. Yeah, I wonder if this is.
The Delman Young part is really interesting. I know, Zach, maybe we wanted to wait, and who knows? We may or may not get Omar. We apologize if sometimes there's technical difficulties. Being out of the country makes things a little bit challenging.
Yep.
However,
Do want to real fast. This I should have read the first line that this is since 2004
Okay.
for when they started their publication.
Makes me feel a lot better.
I was like, this is interesting.
Yeah. I mean, before 2004, there were no good.
Yeah, there was not a single.
There were no prospects that were.
so we might actually, Omar, I think, is going to join us here in just a couple moments.
All right, good.
All right.
We're getting it down,
Nice.
I believe.
Where was Omar ranked? There's a question.
Well, he wasn't a draft guy.
No.
It's a good question. But better question then, in this case.
He looked like he was having fun. when he
Yeah.
played.
How many gold gloves did Omar Vizquel win? How about that?
Ooh. Are you asking or do you know?
I know the answer.
12.
I'm aware. 12? Well, you know what? I'll hold that thought for you
Okay.
because maybe we can ask the man himself.
See if he knows.
He might. Maybe if he knows his own stats.
And where are those gold gloves?
Yeah. Where are they all currently hanging?
Which, by the way, they're just gloves painted gold.
No, they're solid gold.
Those are the solid gold. Maybe it's a silver slugger.
They're all no. They're yeah.
Then
I'm
one
messing with you. But Omar, if you're ready, give me a thumbs up. You're ready? Perfect. Well, let's bring on Omar Vizquel. Omar, can you hear me?
Yes. How you doing?
I'm doing great. To kick it off, do you remember how many gold gloves you won?
Yes, I think that I won 11 gold gloves.
Yeah. You would know the best, and that is correct. Where are all those gold gloves now? You still hold on to them, or did you so many of them you could just give them away?
No, man, they're all here. Well, they are in Houston right now, 9 of them. Then one is over my mom and dad house here in Venezuela. And the other one is over a friend of mine's house that he really took care of me when I was down on my problems and stuff, and I give him one.
That's awesome. You remember your upbringing and where you came from, it sounds like, right? Of the people that helped you on your journey?
That's right. Yeah, from Caracas.
So that maybe is a good segue in because when we talked to you last, you were trying to give back and going back, especially back in Venezuela, and really trying to help the next generation of players with clinics, lessons, just being an ambassador and a brand and a helping hand, right? But now, not only are you doing that, you just launched a new website, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, everything has been growing ever since last year. I make a lot of connections with people around academies around Venezuela. We have been doing a lot of this work with kids and trying to teaching the how to play the game the right way, showing the values of the game, what are the benefits, and what are the disadvantage of things that you do in life. And it's been great, the connection that you have with the kid, with the parents, with the coaches, speak about the new things that is happening in baseball, the opportunities that you have to go to the state and play in any baseball team there. It's been amazing, man. I'm so glad that I get to help a lot of people, that we're still doing this, and the opportunities are there. So it's been great.
Yeah, I mean, I like to circle back because that's why I brought up. I think it's really cool that you gave a gold glove to someone besides obviously with your family, but on tough times. We all need leadership and guidance, right? You want to try to help people because on your journey to success, you needed that specifically. Are there, with the launch of the website, by the way, I think I have it right here if we have it correct. It's pretty simple. Just OmarVizquel13.com. I got that right. Right, Omar?
Yeah, that's it. It's easy, but it took me a little while to put everything together. It's been a work of about 3 to 4 months. I worked together with these guys that showed me some options about putting a website together. We did some things, we adjusted it, we changed it. We have so many ideas, and this is what we came out with. I'm pretty happy about it. It's in English, in Spanish. You can take a look at the numbers. You can see a lot of data in there of my career, things that that I accomplished with the sacrifice of my family helping me out, the support of my coaches, my fans, my teammates that play with me. I mean, there is a lot of good things in there, and then activities that I like to do in my time off, like art, and how I go about my business on time, maybe music. We add in a lot of good stuff in there. So I invite everybody to take a look at it. It's pretty easy to navigate, and I hope that you can enjoy it.
Hey, I'm curious now. I got to pull up the artist side. I didn't know that.
Matter of fact, I was doing art when you called. I got my studio set up in here. I was working in some pieces of art. Yeah, I got the opportunity to do so before the game start and have the opportunity to relax and put me into a different set of mind. I really enjoy the fact that you have another challenge being in front of the canvas, that you get to come out with figures and colors and all this stuff. So it's a good thing for me to relax.
How long have you been doing the painting and the artwork for?
Oh, I've been doing that for about 30 years, I would say. I have a long way back with the art. A lot of friends of mine are artists. We get together with shows. They invite me to it. I learn a little bit about their techniques. We speak about how they came up with ideas. And matter of fact, I just finished a glove in metal. We kind of like do this metal glove that is huge. It's like 1.5 meter by 1.5 meter square, and we get to put the fire on it and everything, and change the aspect of the metal. And it was an amazing process. I'm about to put it on the website so everybody can see it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I'm scrolling through it right now, and I'll be honest, I wasn't aware of your game off the field, Omar. I was aware of the things you do to help the ones in the community with the game of baseball, but the artwork itself, man.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. So for 30 years, all you're doing is, painting masterpieces and just collecting gold gloves is what you did.
Yeah, well, that particular one is a collection of gloves. We did a show last year on baseball glove, antique glove, new glove, glove that I use, glove that my idols use, like David Concepcion and Luis Aparicio and Chico Carrasquel. all these guys make an impact in my game. The traditional shortstop here in Venezuela is huge, and I wanted to do a memory of all these guys, all these shortstop. I made a painting of them, and I continue to paint different things like faces and all kind of weird stuff.
Hey, you were very expressive on how you played the game and off the field, especially with your artwork, which I think is incredible. Omar, I got to ask you then about, you're the guy I need to talk to about this with baseball. So enlighten me a little bit, playing the position of shortstop. And for everyone out there, because I've been asked this recently on the mental side. And actually, I was just watching the Yankees play last night, and Anthony Volpe, the shortstop's getting a lot of criticism on, he's missing these type of quote unquote routine plays, or he's making short hopping throws, is maybe the footwork's a hair off. What was something you told yourself if you ever felt like, you were in a little bit of I don't want to say a funk, because I don't think you ever were in a funk playing the position. At least I didn't see it. But can you just speak on the mental side of playing what I think is the most important position out there in the field of play?
Yeah, I think the shortstop is one of those positions that you have to be focused all 9 innings, because you're involved in almost every play in the game. And if you lose that focus and preparation, if you get mad because you made an error, if you take the 0 for 4 on the field, and then by the time you hit a ground ball to you, you screw it up, it's because you lose that focus. And so to me, it was easy. I took the field. I wanted to make every play as possible. I want the ball hit to me and make that out, especially right after I make an error, because I want to get that right on my mind. I need to get my routine down. I need to get my feet going. Everything, I need to go back to my basic techniques and try to make the ground ball happening, and then try to get that on my mind. But sometimes when we make errors, it's because just that little step that we didn't do because we didn't think the play was going to be made at that time, or we weren't ready for the ball to be hit to us. And I think that is the most important thing, that when you have to go back into your technique.
Yeah, I was watching it, right? Because even, in Baltimore, they got a big old shortstop in Gunnar Henderson. And physically speaking, he's talented, right? Like Ellie De La Cruz, talented players, right?
Yes.
But sometimes it's not about the talent. It's about maybe if it's technique, speeding yourself up a little bit, maybe not thinking ahead to where am I prepared. It always seemed like to me, Omar, you knew where you wanted to be and knew what you were going to do well before the play even happened.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things of the shortstop. You have to know the situation of the game, the score, who's running in first, who's hitting the ball, the tendencies of the hitter. All these things kind of make an anticipation for you. That is one of the most important things. When you anticipate to this place, you know where to be at all time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it makes a difference, right? The fundamentals, Omar, I grew up with that, right? The fundamental play is going to be the most important one, and the preparation of where you need to be. I just heard Derek Jeter on an interview, and it might have been a while ago, but he said, I already played out every scenario before it happened. So my body was ready to react, and that's going through the checklist of what it can be, right? And so important. And the game's hard,
It
game's
is
really hard.
And I can't believe some of these players that take a piece of paper in their pocket and they check before every hitter, where are you going to be, or, the tendencies, where do you have to play this particular guy? I mean, in our time, we didn't believe in putting things in their hat to check or anything, similar to that. We knew where we have to play these guys because of the repetition and the tendencies of the pitchers. Your own pitchers are going to tell you where to play this guy, the way that we work them, the way that we go about the scouting report. That's where you play those guys. And I'm not a big fan of having a piece of paper in your pocket and be checking in every two or three outs.
Well, I feel like that also takes away from your natural instincts at times, right?
Yeah,
You're watching the game and
you don't
you're
want to
seeing.
be like a robot.
Yeah.
You don't need to like checking all that all the time and get the focus out of your mind.
Yeah, because I think it's just one more thing that you're thinking about besides what you have to do. And that is, all right, well, the one thing with the paper, sorry, I want to finish with that thought. The paper might give you an idea of what that player's tendencies are, but what's he doing that game? Right? Is he late on the ball? What's your pitcher's best pitches of that day? Where is he working them? Like that's stuff that might not necessarily be true on the paper for that specific game.
Exactly. I mean, the situation of the game is going to dictate where you're going to be playing in different situations.
No, absolutely. Well, Omar, I got to say, again, a lot of comments on the website here. And again, OmarVizquel13.com. This website is fascinating, so well put together. Yeah, I mean, you might have to teach me how to paint a little bit or try to be an artist. Omar, I am not known for my artistic skills. Okay?
Man, you'll be surprised, man. You'll be surprised what people can do when they get in front of the paper. You start making up stuff, and then all of a sudden you start seeing all these weird figures and you try to put them together. And that's how it started. I never really studied art. It was like the strike year in 94 when I started buying some canvases and paintings. And I started doing some abstract stuff. And then all of a sudden I start getting into figurative. And then you start getting into, how to paint a face and how to do a body and all that stuff. So, it's an amazing world. I really enjoy it.
Well, good. I think all the stuff that you have done has been great. I'm excited to see at the events, which again, that's one of the sections up there for the events. You can follow along with Omar on the website. And I'm so excited of all the good things that you're continuing to do in your community for the game of baseball. Can you do me a favor? Can you tell Cleveland to stop beating up on the Birds? Can you?
Well, either Cleveland and the Birds, they both are in a little bit of trouble. They are running behind on the wild card. They're trying to make some steps and play a little better. They kind of, they're finding their stride and they're finding themselves how to fight to get back into the top. And it's just good, man, because when you get knocked down, sometimes you have to fight to get back into the top. And these are just learning lessons for everyone that is in the bottom right now. They need to start fighting more. They need to go back into the reports. They need to start playing into a different level. And this is what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. Well, right now, I'd say Cleveland's got at least the upper hand on the O's. And all those years, by the way, I didn't even bring it up to you. That year in 97 where you broke the Orioles' hearts, you were a part of one play, Omar, way back in a walk-off fashion. I don't think that I didn't realize. I was too young, right? It was a squeeze play in 97. You guys went to the World Series that year.
Right, man.
Hey, did you hit the ball on that?
No, I completely missed the ball. I mean, the catcher get mad at me because I mentioned in the interview that I missed the ball, and I did. I never touched that ball. I never felt it on my bat. I completely missed a cutter by Mr. Randy Mayers. I think it was the closer. And he threw me a cutter, and I went to put the bat on the ball, and the ball caught on me, and I completely missed it. And he missed it too, and obviously Marquise Grissom ended up scoring the run and taking us to the World Series. It was a really controversial play. Yeah,
I still know some people in Baltimore, like, I know Omar touched that. But I got to tell you, we talk about doing a job and getting the job done. I think, Omar, safe to say it's the best result of technically not getting the job done. Maybe it was your plan all along. Fool everybody, let it go to the backstop and walk this thing off. But, man, that was those Baltimore-Cleveland battles were, as I look back in the history, they crushed those fans, Omar. But, man, those were some fun games.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, well, before I let you go, Omar, anything else where people can find you besides with the website and other events that you have coming up?
Well, I'm very active on the media, especially on Instagram, Vizquel Omar 13. I've been posting a lot of stuff that I do during my time here in Venezuela, and sometimes things from the past. So I'm an open book, man. They can find me anywhere. Right now, I am in Venezuela, in Caracas, and I'll be heading back to the States soon to start doing other clinics over there. So we're pretty happy. So thank you for the opportunity, Ryan, to show up about the website and everything.
Well, hey, you're welcome anytime, Omar. I love talking baseball with you, and I love just talking life. And I look forward to everything that you're continuing to do and keep being that positive influence, because we both know this. It makes a difference, all right? But be good, be safe, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Omar Vizquel, everybody. I was hoping he was going to tell me that he did tip it, but he's an honest guy with that. I know he didn't. I could tell.
Tried to get the truth out of it.
You know what? David Johnson was the manager, by the way. It's the second time recently when I've had a story with Davey arguing a call, and then it just backfired it to him. One was this play. The second one was when he tried to get Alex Rodriguez's bat taken out of the game in Seattle, which actually was Ken Griffey Jr.'s bat. And then Ken threw him his bat that he was on deck, and then A-Rod went deep with that bat as well. Tough go. And once again, check out there on OmarVizquel13.com. We put it in the chat right there, and really is cool. And it is 11 gold gloves. The guy knows his stuff. Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
For sure. That was close.
You were close.
That's 12.
You were close. And you know what, though? You know, it's also close. It's close to our next guest coming on. And it's also really close that we're about to start cooking with Kyle and the Iron Rooster. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We do this live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Zach, I am going to move over, and maybe you can talk about how, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Adlib.
While you move over, I was going to talk about you can just go. You go over, and then I'll switch the camera up once you get over there.
Well, I got to change something here.
Oh, so this is more. You see, there's the difference. But yeah, I will say, when talk about real fast, just fashion up, you talk about the things that you don't realize about, the human aspect of some of these legends. Would have never thought Omar Vizquel, just incredible artist. I mean, so that's really cool to see those sides of these legends. And then I see Trizzle saying nacho time. It is almost nacho time. I was trying to see if Kyle Stowers, actually, I know we might get into him in a little bit, but another double today. Stowie staying hot. Kid cannot stop raking. That's for sure. There's one thing Kyle Stowers is going to do right now, and it's just hit the cover off the baseball.
He's pretty good.
He is.
He's pretty good. Also, who's not good? This guy right here. Ariel's asking me like, oh, I got an email, but no link in the email. Guilty. I didn't send the right link. So I'm going to try that again. Take 2.
First show.
Yeah, you know what? On the first debut. Good kid. Let's try this again. Thank you for moving it around. It's a fun day when we get to cook in here. It's a fun day when we get to talk to some great people. People helping people. Right, Ollie? Studio Pup's in here. Studio Pup, you there? There he is. Hi, buddy. He's adorable. Takes after his father.
That's you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you see the resemblance? I have some say that I have a golden retriever personality.
Explain that.
That I can be your best friend. I can be full of energy. And then if I don't get that attention, then I feel hurt.
Throw up on the floor.
And I throw up on the floor when I don't get enough attention. That's exactly it. That is exactly it. Oh, goodness gracious. Guilty. I I just sent the text, just resent. But that was cool with Omar talking about position, Zach. I think that's definitely, we're going to clip and put that out because so much nowadays players are thinking more than they should. You know, what I mean by that is you're focusing on one element of the game when you need to watch what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Use your instincts. I heard a lot of the players, it was instincts over statistics with that, right? A guy's not hitting the ball in the 6-hole this time. Well, maybe I'm going to shade over a little bit more up the middle. Play to the tendencies of the game, not to what could be happening.
And I think that's where we also come back to the, how many of these legends have we talked to, and they've talked about, you have to simplify. And that, I mean, Biggio, Craig, he flat out says, he's like, sometimes it's just too much. Like, if I'm thinking about too many things while I'm up at the plate, I've lost already. So it is that part where I think slowing down the game for a lot of these guys is their biggest hurdle that they have to get over when it comes to, especially young guys, kind of getting into a rhythm and overthinking things analytically and just kind of not going just off of, you've played the game, your whole life, just go out there and play.
Yeah. You got there for a reason. Yeah. To stay there is what's going to continue to separate you as I get my gloves on. I think I finally got the right link to her. So I think I see her in the background. Yeah. Hand up. We make mistakes on this show. Don't say a word. Okay. All right.
First mistake of the year. I told you.
Well, hey, first debut too. If you're ready, hey, Ariel, just give me a thumbs up if you're ready to rock and roll. Oh, hell yeah. So see her all around, especially because she does shows on X. You can stream in live. And also probably has one of the coolest nicknames out there or brands, Prop Queen. If we're ready, Zach, can we bring on Ariel Epstein?
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up?
What are you
Sorry
making
about
today?
That. Well, actually, what are we making today? We're making nachos.
Ooh, I'm jealous.
Yeah, we're making nachos. Sorry about the issue.
It's okay. I've done it before, too.
Yeah, I wish I could say it was my first time making that mistake. Okay, Zach, I am human in here, but it's all good. But I appreciate you joining. Thank you for taking the time. For those that I know you very well, but for those that don't know you, you spent time all the way around. A lot of people, if they're saying you look familiar, you were on MLB Network doing a lot of things. But give people a little bit of a background on you, the prop queen.
I work in sports betting. I got the nickname the Prop Queen actually from Strikeout Props back in 2020. I've been with pretty much every sports book doing content for them and MLB Network, NBA TV. I also might look familiar to the Baltimore people because my dad's from Baltimore. So I do a lot of Ravens stuff. I go to Ravens games all the time. I'm always in Baltimore for different things. The only tragic flaw that I have is that I'm from New York because my mom's side is from New York. So my grandpa on my mom's side had me grow up a Yankees fan. And then he didn't really care about football. And my dad is a diehard Orioles and Ravens fan. So I kind of gave both. And it doesn't go over well with Orioles fans, like at all. When I root for the Ravens, people tell me, please, just stop. We don't want to hear from you in baseball season. So I apologize in advance.
Hey, you know what? We can't fully blame you. You're a product of your environment,
Yeah.
But we love that you have that Ravens connection. They just kicked off training camp here. Veterans reported yesterday. So we're rocking and rolling. And you've told me you guys have an unbelievable tailgate setup when it happens. So I think we have things to look forward to. I mean, you just tell me when.
I'm definitely coming Thanksgiving, but I hopefully should be there before then. You've got to go to Thanksgiving. Bengals, Ravens, Thanksgiving night. That's electric. Enter Sandman, unreal.
So, I mean, honestly, some would say the bank's a great experience, right? And Ariel, some people think that actually we should just combine stadiums then, the Commanders and Ravens.
No, I saw that. That was ridiculous. Are you kidding me? First of all, I don't even like that here in New York, the Giants and the Jets share a stadium, and it's also the worst stadium ever created. It is hard. I don't we're in the 2000s. How did you mess up a stadium so badly? But the Ravens fans, my dad, hates Washington sport. Like he doesn't care. Like they're irrelevant to us. Like for anyone, and clearly, that was Stephen A. Smith that said it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So Stephen A. Smith, go to Baltimore, go into Dick's Sporting Goods in Baltimore, go to any store in Baltimore, a Target. You see how much the Ravens mean to Baltimore. So then imagine splitting a stadium with the Commanders? No, absolutely not.
You know, I enjoy, it's good when the area does well. So the Iron Rooster that we're cooking with right now, Kyle, they just opened up down in College Park, right? And the Commanders, actually, when the road team comes to play in, they're right down there at the hotel where the Iron Rooster is. And look, I think it's great for everything when Washington's good. Mm-hmm. Having said that, a game in the bank in Baltimore, around the lots, prime time, it just gives different energy. It's a different feel. And the people of Baltimore, you're right, they love their damn Ravens. They love their Orioles, Ariel.
They do.
But it's not really going that well. So I'll stop there.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed actually. It's bad. I was at Foxwoods, which is in it's around this area. It's a casino. I was there around March. A guy was sitting at the blackjack table with me and said, "What's your sleeper World Series pick this year?" Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm really upset.
Zach, do you want to take a guess on who her sleeper World Series team was going into this year?
Was it the Orioles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like an idiot. Like an absolute idiot. It was great odds to me. I thought, okay, the Yankees aren't going back to the World Series. There was no way the Yankees were going back. They're like,
what are you talking about? They're playing good. Better.
I mean, behind the Gold Glove, Anthony Volpe, anything's possible.
Oh, you're. So you know what? Ariel hasn't felt good. I don't think that's really helping this conversation.
I need something to get me through the baseball season, and the Orioles winning isn't doing it. So I have to put my hate somewhere.
I get it. I am a self-hating fan of any team. So I am a major sadistic fan. People hate it. My dad hates it.
Well, you know what? Everyone fans their own way. You know, when the Orioles lose, I get a lot of messages that it's my fault. And you know what? If it is.
It is.
It is. Yeah.
Great.
Fire everybody. But also, though, the reason why, though, we could riff with the best of them. I already know that. But the reason also why you got the name, the Prop Queen, and with Prop Queen Sports and what you've launched is you're pretty damn good at making selections. You love sports. That's why I wanted to get people the idea of you. It's not just baseball. You love baseball. So I know you have content like this all the time, and I will make sure everyone knows where to go when you're doing your live. And you have a live today right after this, right?
5 to 6 p.m. Eastern.
Back to 6 p.m. Well, okay, roll with us then here. What can people, if they're feeling frisky today, what do you like for picks around Major League Baseball?
Help Zach is what.
You want me to go everything I've got?
Help Zach.
That is your choice. And also, by the way, we have Zach make picks on the show here.
He's our prop.
Are we going to act like I'm not 3 for my last 3? There's thank you. There's a lot of hate.
Time out. Do you want to tell Ariel what your streak was for a 2-week span? 0 for 9.
Then we spun a wheel and we won. So
that's what happens. That's gambling.
Ollie picked one of the picks.
Yeah, Ollie, my pup. I got my golden retriever hanging around right here. But
mine's crying in the crate. So
whatever. Oh, that's right.
You're.
I bet you are in the infancy of the puppy training still, and I am. It's getting better. I told you it's going to get better. Yeah, but whatever you want to run me through the list, I want to hear it. What do we got? Give me some winners.
We've got a lot of afternoon baseball, some that I don't think have started yet. The Brewers right-hander Quinn Priester, under 17.5 outs. He's gone under this in 70% of road starts this year. And on the road in the afternoon, he's gone under in 4 of 5. The Mariners are allowing starting pitchers to average about 15 outs a game. So 8 of the last 10 righties to face the Mariners went under 17.5 outs. So this number just feels a little bit too high for Quinn Priester. Tyler Glass now, it is scary fading him at home, but he owns a 4.50 ERA in day games this year. He's gone under 17.5 outs in 4 of 5 afternoon starts. And the Twins have allowed starting pitchers to average 16 outs a game. With an off day tomorrow, it wouldn't surprise me if injury-prone Glasnow gets pulled a little bit early and they start going to the pen that's relatively rested. So short leash on Glasnow, potentially under 17.5 outs there. Jesus Luzardo, this one's probably my favorite pitcher prop for the night slate. Jesus Luzardo is a lefty, go over 4.5 hits allowed. He owns a 4.80 ERA this year at home. 80% of games that Luzardo has started in Philly has allowed opponents to have at least 5 hits. And the Red Sox are averaging just over 5 hits a game this season. 7 of the last 10 Southpaws to face Boston had 5 or more hits. Luzardo over his hits allowed tonight. A hitter's prop, Milwaukee's Joey Ortiz, over half. Joey Ortiz, he's an infielder, over half a hit, run, and RBI. He's gone over this in 70% of games on the road during the day this season. And it's also hit in 70% of his last 20 afternoon games. In the last week, Ortiz's batting average is 278, which may not sound great, but its season batting average is 214. So he's hitting much better in the last week, Ortiz. So you could ride that streak and take his over hits, runs, and RBI.
Hey, you know what? I got a little bit excited there because Joey spent time with Joey when I was in the Oriole system. So I got to give love for the.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. And I love the fact, see, we've talked about this off air. I know how much work you put into the picks. Like you are dialed on a lot of these situations. And I'm excited for it. The Glasnow is interesting on the off day. The Dodgers are interesting to me in general. That's a whole different discussion. Zach, I'm sure you had all of these lined up, right?
Oh, yeah. Every single
in the
one.
weeds.
Yeah. Do I dare ask you what
draft.
yours was today?
I had so much daytime Oh, wrong one. There was already like half of the games that I bet on. I was 1 for 1 on the early slate. So
You want to share with the class?
Yeah, actually, which one was the I took the over in the Marlins Padres game because I was like, okay, Alcantara and Cease, one of them will have a blow up game. They were fantastic. So that ended 3-2. So we missed on that one. And then had a parlay hit.
Did Derry Bonds play Gavin Sheets?
Yeah, Gavin didn't help us out. So I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to talk to him. Hey, Ariel, if you ever do a bet with Gavin Sheets and it doesn't work out, I'll let him know. Okay.
Oh, thanks. Actually, I don't know if you know Nick Lodolo, but he's no longer allowed to be mentioned on my podcast. So.
He got burned there, huh?
He was the first player I put in the graveyard of props to start the season because as a lefty, he should have been striking out the Giants a lot more, and he didn't the first time around. So I said, okay, we're going to go back to him the second time around because there's no way that Lodolo should only have like 2 strikeouts against the Giants. They average like 6 strikeouts a game against lefties. And Lodolo still went under a strikeout prop the second time against the Giants. Done.
Yeah, tell me how you really feel. There's no frustration behind those words.
There's a bigger bet here. Are you going to be able to crack that egg and flip it without breaking it? That's the bigger bet here.
Like the yolk.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's see.
What are we
That's
at?
what I try to do every day with my eggs.
Yeah. Any odds here with what we think
Now,
Ryan's
what
gonna
is
do?
it -110 or is it or in the plus?
I don't know. I've never seen you break an egg before.
Yeah.
Well, okay, time out. We're flipping the egg, right? So keep the yolk.
Well, you got to crack it, and so it's got to stay intact.
Okay.
And then once, I'm already nervous. Once so crack it, break it open, right?
Is this for him to successfully flip it or crack it?
Well, we should have probably taken 2 bets then.
Yeah. I was gonna,
All right. Nope, it's cracked and intact.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can't see it yet. Don't worry, everybody.
And then the real key is can he flip it without breaking? You gotta let it set up for him.
Oh, let me get my towel because all good chefs you're gonna learn they use a towel to get things done.
Yeah, you could tell. Like Gordon Ramsay always has the towel on.
You hear that?
Yeah, Ryan Ramsey. Yeah,
there we go. So what are the odds, Zach? What are bet makers have
for
us
you
at?
to successfully flip that?
Yeah, you've seen the most besides here.
You're plus money, that's for sure. I don't have faith in you at all.
Plus 150.
Yeah, I was gonna say like plus 125. I'll go plus 150.
Okay, a little bit of plus.
You want the spatula?
I mean, what am I just making sure that
you don't even know how to do it?
No, I do. Okay, so you know what? It's also like a workspace.
This might go to 175.
Okay, It's a workspace.
Oh, because you have to do it with the microphone in your way.
Yeah, you know what? It's exactly.
It's an instruction.
Too, so I don't know if that
Not set up for success.
Yeah, you know what? Oh gosh, it's getting a little bubbly. So just ask if you get burned. What's the odds on burn? Prop bet.
Yeah, maybe use the other burner if that's
Okay. So whenever
wait,
I'm ready,
no,
am I
don't.
flipping this?
I hope it hits the mic.
Whenever you're ready, yeah. I mean, you're pretty set up there. Is it sticking?
No, I'm ready. Oh no, it's still stick. Hold on, time out.
Boo!
Okay. You know what?
What is a successful flip considered? Like if you
Not cracking it, I guess.
Not cracking it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're looking for
Here
like
we
an
go.
over
Can I go?
medium. You go. So drum roll.
please don't get on the floor. Oh,
You get it?
I don't know.
You
We
got
got
it.
Count?
this way.
Oh, I got it.
Oh.
I got it. Don't you
No.
break it.
I didn't. No, I was feeling to make sure that it
Time
wasn't
out.
broken.
Great job.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Who bet on this guy?
Beautiful.
See,
No burn.
I would like a little bit, put some respect on the name here.
Well, good, because we're gonna do it again. You got 2 eggs. You got to make one free, one for Zach.
Woo! That's great. See,
Parlay this.
this is actually what happened. Why is that bubbling?
Just butter.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, you joined us. I'm glad you could join us for the first time on a Wednesday. We do like actually have a slightly normal show. But this gives you a little bit of an idea of what we do. Like we have the full studio. So when you come into town, I told you your fam can come on in. We have a full
So
bar.
excited.
Yeah, we got a full bar. And something smells like it's burning. That's just the gas.
Probably the gas. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys got to make your way in. You
We
have to.
will.
You have
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think what else. While I'm waiting for the other egg, where, just so everyone can get the dealio with you, everything that you are doing right now, can you give me a little summary? We got what you've done, but where can people find you consistently besides at 6 p.m. tonight? I know you're streaming on X.
So thepropqueen.com is where everything is. I have a newsletter where I give out my long list of props every morning and afternoon. There's a free version, basic and premium. So you could sign up for the newsletter to get all the info. Sometimes you'll give out your best bets and they don't hit. But then you look back and you say, "Oh, I have this long list. I'll give out 3 bets sometimes."
Mm-hmm.
And the other 7 I had on my list hit and the 3 lose. So I'm like, you know what? Why am I not just giving out all the work I already did? Here's the long list. It's already making the board a little bit shorter for everybody else anyway. Here's my long list. Go take it. So I have the newsletter at thepropqueen.com. And then I also have the YouTube at Prop Queen Sports, where I cut up all the guest segments with their bets. I do all my best bets as well. I give out all the Prop Queen edges of the day. So that's basically the free version of the newsletter where I go through everything. So it's basically, if you want to just have it in your inbox and you don't need to listen to me speak, then you could get that information right in front of you in written form, which is paid. The free stuff you could get on the YouTube page at Prop Queen Sports. Then, of course, at Ariel Epstein on Instagram, Instagram, X, and TikTok. You can find me at Ariel Epstein.
Well, I mean, technically, I know you're going to go Twitter there. I mean, some people still call it.
I keep trying to switch over. I keep trying.
See, because it's the right thing to do, Zach. He's shaking his head at me.
You got to adapt.
You have to adapt, Zach.
I still call it Twitter.
Okay. Well, I digress.
It's too normal.
I'm excited, and I realized when I said you were coming on earlier, I'm like, oh, Ariel's making her first debut, but you can't make.
But I don't get to eat the nachos, so that's kind of sad.
You can't eat the nachos. You can't. You should, and actually,
in fact, this actually felt like a little bit of torture because I came on to watch you guys make food that I can't eat.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
You're
that
welcome.
was really nice of
No
you.
bet. Yeah. Yes. You know what? I don't apologize. What's like the main saying, Zach? You can be. It's not. I'm not sorry. It's not. No.
What?
Sorry, not sorry.
No. There was something else there. You know what? I'll be honest. A little bit panicked about egg number 2.
I
So,
forgot we were doing egg number.
I'm going to just do egg number 2. Ariel, you can stay or go, but you can watch me try to do this.
I'll watch you do egg number 2, and then I got to go let the dog out.
Yeah, let the dog out. Also, while we're waiting for egg number 2, I saw the question. What about taking the bet of the Rockies to win 45 games this year?
Oh, boy. I'd have to see their strength of schedule for the second half. They have 25 right now, and you'd imagine that they're going to start tanking. So I wouldn't want to be betting on a team. See, last year I got excited about the Chicago Cubs midway through the season, and I bet their mid-season win total over, and they fell 2 games short. I was very upset about it. So for a team that's going to be sellers, a team that's going to start tanking by the end of August, I don't want to be betting on a team to have to win games if they're in that capacity.
Okay. Hey, we got it. We got it from the source, right? And of course, if she gets 80% of the bets right, you're going to complain about the 20 that she gets.
Correct.
So, but you know what? Oh, at least if you guys bet on me, you're playing with house money because your boy was already 1 for 1. All right. Without further ado, Zach, same odds or did I get better?
We'll give you just around plus 100, like plus 110.
Okay.
I don't know if you can
This
go back
is
to back.
hot. Okay, here we go. Do I even look at it this time? Do I stare at you?
Please look at
Oh,
it.
please look. At
Okay.
it.
All right.
I'm standing next to you.
Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Come on. Oh,
No.
it didn't come out.
That what?
That was
It
a
didn't
mess.
come out of the pan.
No! There's no way he was going 2-0. No way. He got too nervous.
See, you know what? You get humbled by that.
This is why I never bet on the same prop to hit twice in a row.
Smart woman.
Hey, we all learned a valuable lesson today. Well, Ariel, thank you for your debut today. And hey, I look forward to when we get to have you on again. But everyone go follow the Prop Queen Sports.
I'll clean this up.
Yeah. Okay,
No,
I
Ryan
will help
can
you
clean
clean
it.
up. I'm sorry. I will do it. I will.
Ryan
do
has
it.
to clean up his own. You make the mess, you clean the mess. Kindergarten 101.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, love to the pup. All right. And you have a great rest
Can't
of
wait
your day.
to come back on. Thanks for having me, guys. Good luck with those bets tonight.
Thank you. Ariel Epstein,
Thanks,
everybody.
Ariel. Thank you.
It did get to me.
Mess now.
Okay. You know what? We make mistakes. Okay. But you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
I should have made you plus even more money after you hit the first one.
It's actually better for content, so I think we're all right.
That's true.
Shit. That was man, it's a lesson for everyone, by the way, Zach. If you think it's like Roses by Outkast. Like, I know you like to thank your don't stank, right?
No, I don't know that.
Okay, moral of the story is don't ever get too high on your horse. I got way too high on the horse.
Yeah.
I did.
I will say I had a little bit more faith in you. I thought like after you adjusted the first time because you like went over and I was like, but I shouldn't. You know, you're batting 500 today on eggs.
Hey, you know what though? That's pretty good. I'll take batting 500.
Yeah, especially for flipping your egg for the first time. I'm on live.
Yeah.
You know, having done this a couple of times.
Yeah, do not walk
It's
into
hard.
a kitchen though and say you can flip eggs. We had that discussion beforehand. I would not.
If I
you
done
don't get
2
that
for 2?
certification. 2 for 2, you had it.
The first one was good. First one
First
was
one was
really
clean.
good.
First one was clean, but you got a little too confident. And I
I mean, where do you rank on this?
As
Do you
far
flip it
as-
every time correctly?
Under these circumstances, yeah. But I mean, if you were cooking like in a kitchen, that's even harder.
So
And I
you're
only give
saying
you
you're
one at a
saying
time.
if I made you flip an egg right now, you'd go bam, you could do it.
I'm pretty confident in my
I would
skill
not.
set. Yeah.
Yeah, I would not.
You know what? Prove it.
Okay.
You're gonna prove it. All right. Where are the odds on this, everybody?
Let me
like
finish up the
I would-
Yeah,
First
finish
set
up the nachos here, by the way. These look incredible. And I hope that Ariel wants to actually come back and doesn't judge for my poor
she
performance.
was going to until you did the second one.
She did. She was. She said, look forward to the next time. And then it was, okay,
Yeah,
Never again.
Not happening.
never again.
Yeah, Kyle to hit this is about minus 400.
All right. So we've got regular nachos. These are breakfast nachos: bacon, chorizo, sausage, pico de gallo, and then a couple of broken eggs.
Oh, are you about to do a little drizzle?
On the parsley side, you are.
No, you're supposed to drop it from the rooftop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
up high. There it is. Look, it's pretty good.
Woo.
Pretty
Okay.
good. I mean, I didn't miss.
Well, see, don't get too confident now.
As they say, you come for the king.
Best not miss. So wow. I just wanted to see, I know what you're capable of, just we're all putting odds on this. But so talk us through right here. What do you got mixing?
Yeah, so then we've got some crab base working. Let me turn my heat down just so that we don't that. And we're gonna throw, why don't you throw about half that crab in there?
Into the pan?
Into that.
Oh, into this.
Yep, to that cheesy concoction.
Half?
Yeah, it's about half. What the hell? Throw it in there.
All of it?
Yeah, I mean, come on. Zach's
All
here.
of it?
Zach's here. Bam.
Pow! Pow!
Then we'll go little Baltimore's finest, Maryland's finest, little Bay. Once you give that a quick stir, just keep stirring that.
Yeah. You know what I'm seeing? There's some bets here. I saw Chris saying I'm talking minus 400 for Kyle. He's easily a 90% plus flipper. Zach, you seeing that?
This is, I would put my life savings on Kyle making this.
Pressure's
Like-
on.
Yeah, like I have that much faith.
Let that heat up. Where's that spatula? So we're gonna do crab nachos here. This will be the second nacho. We got breakfast nachos, and then we're gonna do a little crab nachos, and we're doing the crab nachos over house-made kettle chips. You like kettle chips?
Ooh.
Do I like kettle chips?
So we make these
yes.
in the restaurant, and yeah, kettle chips, especially when they're like fresh made, not out of a bag, they're perfect. All
I'm
right.
so excited.
I'm so excited. I just can't hide it.
Why don't you give us a little scoop of the crab mixture? I think we got it nice and hot. Let's turn our heat off.
There's an egg down there. In case you're
I know.
wondering.
I'm gonna clean it.
I will. I ruined it. Hope I didn't break it. So which one? Sorry.
Over the kettle chips.
These ones right here. Okay. All right, the egg is sizzling.
We got some
How-
serious sizzle.
Yeah, put in the odds here. Are we saying that?
I'm legitimately putting this at minus 400, and it's not even the question.
On both, right? Yeah. Yep. How much is too much, though?
I don't think there is too much. I mean, between you and Zach wanting as much crab as you can get.
Yeah, I like some crab.
Crab.
I forgot I got to take my Invisalign out. Zach, you want more?
Yeah, toss as much on as possible. What are we talking about here?
Let's calm down. You give me the green light when you want to make history here. The suspense is building here.
The sizzle that you can hear is fantastic.
Really good sizz. Ooh. See, so too much oil, Huh.
Interesting.
Interesting. Be a good trick to know. And another thing to know is you guys can hit that like and subscribe button. Do this live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We talk a lot of sports, but on Wednesdays we cook with the Iron Rooster and Kyle. And are we doing it? Are you ready? All right. Okay, that was pretty easy. Oh, you flipped it back. You just flipped it back in my face.
What a time. That was
Drop my spatula.
Yeah. Hey, I got to give it to you. Not that I had any doubts. It's always good to see it.
yeah, it's like,
It's
Leave it to
just
the pros.
Practice. You just practice and practice. I can't tell you how many times I've done exactly that. The hard part when you're cooking in the kitchen is really 2 and 3 eggs at a time, because hardly anybody ever orders just 1 egg. So you're really doing 2 and 3 at a time.
There it is. Up from the rooftop to the window, to the wall, to the ceiling.
All right, let's get Zach some nachos because he's been over there asking for it.
He has been, you know. Yeah, he's earned it. He's earned it.
These look so good.
Good stuff. Amazing. You know, I just realized while you're doing that, I got to take my Invisalign out.
These are beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get still. These are,
Eat up.
where are we even going first? Where
Where are we starting? Breakfast?
Probably breakfast. It's been sitting there for a bit.
Yeah. Most important meal of the day. And as always, have a day, have a night, and have a bite.
Oh, yeah. Nachos are just incredible.
This is my egg that I made, right?
Looks like it. Well, yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
it still has part of the egg attached.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Zach got the one that kind of
Yeah,
made its way.
this is.
See, these are the type of nachos that I need. Not the nachos con or chips con queso.
Yeah, we should have asked Ariel what she thought. Ariel.
Ariel. Mhm.
Should have asked what would she consider a nacho.
Gosh, you know, talking so much sports makes you hungry.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a hard job. You guys work hard,
Work hard, eat hard.
eat hard.
Wednesdays are my favorite. This is unbelievable.
This helps ease away the pain that I was so bad.
I know. I was really hoping you'd get two there. But hey.
Were you? Because I feel like part of you wanted to see that.
No. I root for your success. I am not that guy.
You root for my success, but you I think you do find comedy in my failure.
Quietly watching some of that could be a little funny. I'm sure people at home were hanging on the edge of their seat as to whether or not that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But Zach, we've got good content for ever.
You know, between that and
you
the
know
drink
what?
spill, we're just getting as much as possible.
We're putting a little drizzle.
aioli, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely beautiful.
Forgot the aioli. That was my fault. I was so distracted by the egg.
Yeah. You know what? I'll take blame for that. Wow. Oh. You guys just have everything cooking up at the Iron Rooster. We got a little bit of time. I know things are going to change. It's almost fall.
Yeah, don't remind me. It's got a lot to fit in for the rest of the summer. But right now we're at Restaurant Week in College Park. If anyone is down in PG County, down in College Park, we're doing Restaurant Week. We've got a bunch of restaurants that we're participating with. And for us, we're doing $12.25, and it gets you a sandwich with a side and then a refresher, which is basically like a mocktail. So for $12.25, and then for dinner, if you're down there tonight for dinner, $20.25 gets you an entree and a Roost Tart for $20.25. So we're excited. It's the first ever debut inaugural Restaurant Week in College Park. So we teamed up. There's 20 restaurants down there that are over 20 restaurants that are participating, and they've got food specials as well. So if you're in town, come on in. But yeah, that goes through Sunday, the 27th. So that's part of it. And then National Rooster Day will be August 4th. And I know you helped us do some stuff on Monday ahead of National Rooster Day. That was great. Thank you.
Oh, I did.
You were a celebrity judge.
Oh, I was.
You were. And I think we got some good content out of that as well. And we picked a winner. So the winner of that contest, which we'll be announcing the next couple of days, will get their own flavored Roost Tart on the menu for a month and then free Roost Tarts for the whole year.
Oh.
And that was pretty cool.
What? That's what we were doing on Monday?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what you were judging. So you made dreams come true on Monday.
I'll tell you what.
And broke some hearts.
And he definitely did break some hearts. There was a couple of folks that were disappointed.
I got to tell you, one of my proudest, I guess, or most humbling experiences or to be a part of was to be asked to get to judge Roost Tarts.
Ranks up there with.
I'm telling you, man, and you put celebrity on there. It's not celebrity, just Iron Rooster enthusiast. Ryan Ripken.
Well, we consider you a celebrity, and we were thankful that you participated. It was great. We couldn't have done it without you. Zach Ryan you ever seen like Chopped?
Yeah.
So it was kind of in that sort of same vein. We knew what the ingredients were going to be, but I was the host, which is not my forte. But Ryan was the celebrity judge. We had two other judges, but he was kind of that, he had needed his own dressing room, and we had a car service that had to take him. Had to take him in. And once he did hair and makeup, and then he got in there, knocked it out. But then at the end, you got to pick the winner, and Ryan was the spokesperson for the judges, and just did great. I think people are gonna like what we shot and have some fun with it.
Hey. It was a lot of fun. There's a lot of people that I think are going to continue to want to be a part of next year. I thought that was
the
phenomenal.
Goal. Yeah, that was the fun part, and we did pick a winner. So shout out to our winner. But we've asked everybody. We signed an NDA, which we appreciate you signing that NDA, so that way we don't disclose the winner ahead of time. But yeah, look out for that on August 4th, which is National Roost Tart Day, not just Maryland Roost Tart Day, but National Roost Tart
National.
Day. Yeah. National. How big of a head do you have to be to call something national when you're doing stuff?
Yeah.
Like
how big? Wonder when there's going to be a National Ryan Ripken Show Day.
We can make it now.
All you got to do is call it that. Yeah. Get
when should we start that?
Pick it up.
No, when are we talking about that? Not National Rip Show Day.
Your birthday.
So, I mean, I guess it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that means that we get to celebrate too.
That's right. It's a group celebration.
So we turn his birthday into a group celebration.
Yeah.
I like that.
Done.
Do we want to play the new game?
Oh, are we playing the new game? Should I play cleanup? I mean, what are you doing with that egg? Throw it on there. A little protein doesn't hurt anybody.
No.
Look at that.
Yeah, but you
Dude, while what do you want to do? You want to clean up first? You want to play the game first?
Yeah, let me clean up real quick.
Well, let me help you
because I get everything. No, why don't you go back over to because it's gonna.
Whoa, you kicking me out?
Get back over to your side.
I've done enough.
Head on over. Let me clean this mess up.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's just the egg.
It's
Everything
me.
else
Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Oh goodness. We are going to talk a little bit more. We'll talk some sports, but we have a new game that we're going to play that I think that people are going to enjoy here.
Yeah.
And we're moving. And if you're listening on the audio side, we are moving around the cabin here. It's just about we're moving from stations. And it's a good time to remind you guys, appreciate our sponsor, Merritt Clubs. We're actually having another guest. Sean with Merritt Clubs is coming in tomorrow. We're going to do a whole different segment in here. We're not cooking. Let's just say we might be debunking some myths. Maybe we'll actually be doing some physical activity right up in here. Up in here, Zach. Y'all gonna make me lose my cool. All that we can go in a couple different ways.
Yeah. Gosh, what a beautiful. Yeah, shout out Merritt Clubs. Tomorrow's gonna be fun.
Oh.
What did you? I'm also excited for this game that we're gonna play with Kyle. I'm intrigued.
I'm
Yeah.
scared. I'm
I
scared.
think
But
that's
you know
a good
what?
thing, though.
Yeah. Also, while Kyle's helping to clean up, why don't we play that clip we were alluding to with Ariel about Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah.
Because football is back, and I know a lot of people in Maryland had some thoughts about this, about sharing stadiums, which I guess, again, apparently, like, Marylanders have wanted this thing for years. Well, at least that's what Stephen A. thought. So let's play that clip for you guys real quickly.
Advocate, a strong advocate. I've always wanted a stadium in the state of Maryland that the Ravens and the Washington Commanders could share with a lot of employment emanating from DC, but still be able to, because again, you wouldn't have to worry about stuff like this. That's just my personal opinion. That was the idea that I threw out last year, that the Ravens and the Commanders should actually share stadium. You got a minimum of 17 to 18 weeks where you got games there, plus playoff games and all of that stuff, plus events in the offseason. And you know what? And it's the state of Maryland that you have to deal with instead of this kind of nonsense. But they didn't do.
Well, when I said doing this type of nonsense, I think the actual concept and idea was nonsense alone. And we mentioned it. I love the Ravens. Grew up in Baltimore, right? Grew up going to the bank. I think the experience, the fans, the community, and how it's set up makes it so special as it is. Now, I'm a football fan. I love when the Commanders are doing well. It's good for the region. And they're fun to watch right now. Like, there's no rivalry for Baltimore and Washington. Like, there really isn't in that front, right? Well,
I don't know. Is that I feel like
Sometimes.
Okay, if we're talking about in
maybe
football,
for clout.
for clout, but I mean, if we're talking about a rivalry, you're thinking in the AFC North, it's the Ravens, Steelers versus Bengals, Browns, right? Those are the teams. Then you could say the Chiefs, if you want to throw them in. Any team that the Ravens are competing against in their conference, because you're going to face them mostly every single year for the most part.
Not fair.
Football with the Commanders, if you do, you face them once every 4 years. I like watching them play. I think that they're fun. They need two different stadiums. It's two different fan bases, two different experiences. Case and point. We don't need anything else.
I mean, also,
That was it.
Let's just also talk about the fact of, like, I get New York plays together. What do the Chargers and Rams don't play the same stadium, right? It's still
No,
separate.
they do. Yeah.
They do.
Yep. They share a stadium.
Yeah. LA and New York are big enough to where you have two separate, like, massive fan bases. It just doesn't make sense. Like, because now what are they in this sense? Are the Commanders moving to M&T Bank? Like, are we creating a new stadium in the middle? So now both teams have to travel? I just don't think, like you said, it also, hoping the Ravens and Commanders, both being good football teams now, are in the playoffs. Now you create a hassle with that. Okay. They're both in the playoffs. We have to have two separate days now. They can't play on the same day. And if both of them are home, I don't know why we're even entertaining this.
Well, and it's good for the city of the District of Columbia. Like, if they're leaving Maryland, them going back to DC is actually great. I think that would bring a little bit even more to that region. Just like why the Ravens are special to the region is because it is in Baltimore City. So it can embody around the people who live in the city or the surrounding areas. Like, you live north of the city, you live south of the city. We're coming to Baltimore for the game. I think that is really cool. When Ariel brought up the Giants and Jets, which, by the way, that stadium is brutal. I mean, brutal. The fact also, right, that they tore up to have grass all for the FIFA club and FIFA World Cup and all that stuff. And they won't do that for the NFL, or they were always against it. That's a whole other issue, by the way. And it also is very telling if they're being told by soccer, football, is where it's called around the world, that they're saying that this playing surface is not good enough for our athletes to come out there and play. Might tell you something about, maybe you need to fix something and the injuries speak for themselves. But it's also not in New York. And I get it. Like, where are you going to put the stadium fully in New York? That's all, I understand, but it's in New Jersey. Doesn't feel like I don't know. I like the idea of it feeling like the atmosphere. Going to Buffalo and seeing the game up in Buffalo, and even if it's not right in the heart, it feels like a city, a town that they can get behind. Baltimore, I feel like it has that feel. The bank feels special in that way. So
I didn't hear the clip, but was there any context? Because I mean, not to belabor a point, but sometimes Stephen A. Smith can be a little hyperbolic for
so
media sense to get the clicks, maybe.
So what I think he was proposing it as actually a way for the Commanders to get their new stadium, because they were saying, oh, if the Ravens and Commanders share a stadium, because of everything, how bad the whole stadium debacle's been with the District of Columbia, they're saying, hey, stay in Maryland, share a stadium with the Ravens, and then you have to deal with the state of Maryland and not DC. So that's
the context. Okay.
Yeah, but it's still, why do the Ravens have to lose their stadium in this, or have to now share in M&T Bank? Because what are we doing with M&T Bank then?
And they're renovating the bank.
It's like that. Just
Yeah, I digress. I think Camden Yards is one of the obviously prolific baseball parks out there in the country. I think M&T Bank is one of the best fan experiences to go to if you're coming in. And yeah, there's probably some bias there, but I've also seen a lot of people love the experience of coming to watch a game at M&T Bank. Yeah, keep it as is. Keep it as is. Team's good. Should be fun to come watch.
And they're close, but they're not close, right? I mean,
believe me. Oh, the Parkway in 95.
You and I both. Yeah.
We understand that thing.
We definitely do.
Goodness gracious. Well, if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We're live, cooking with Kyle and the Iron Rooster. We talked earlier about Adley Rutschman, about baseball. We talked some football. We talked some betting with Ariel Epstein. And we'll see how her bets do tonight. And I'm curious then, we'll get to maybe, Zach, your bets at the end of it. Maybe you'll have to come on and talk about BMW Championship when we get closer. Maybe we get frisky into golf, which, by the way, BMW Championship is less than a month away now.
Yeah.
August 12th is the first day of activities. Goes until August 17th. And if you guys remember, that was one of the highest scoring rounds or tournaments. 6 playoff holes. Can't lead DeChambeau. It's the FedEx Cup. So you're going to have the best of the best at that time that are going to be playing in this. Guys are going to be eliminated as you get to the point. You also, this would be for Nate. Just kidding. Nate's not 15, but they offer junior tickets for anyone that buys a regular ticket. You can bring a child 15 or younger for a free ticket with it. And they have opportunities. They want to grow the game. Like, that was the reason why they're doing it, is that they want people to come and watch. And I feel like golf is just an exploding sport, by the way. My buddies are locked in. By the way, I got 3rd place in the Open fantasy football conversation. So I took Xander, and Xander got me 3rd best of the group. So now I get to choose slot either from the 3rd pick to the 12th pick of what I want.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, Happy Gilmore, I think 2 comes out this week. So
Happy Gilmore 2. It's just a golf bonanza coming up.
You don't hear that word a lot.
You might never hear that word again. Is that a English dictionary phrase, Zach? Bonanza.
Bonanza.
You want me to look that up? BAN.
1,000%.
Bonanza definition. It's the meaning of bonanza is an exceptionally large and rich mineral deposit. That doesn't sound right. A large amount of something good. That's good. I like that one. Thank you. Something that suddenly produces great opportunities.
All right.
A situation which something good exists in large quantities. So bonanza. It's the BMW Championship. They're going to have the Pro-Am there.
That's a golf bonanza.
It's a golf bonanza. Happy Gilmore is going to be coming out soon.
Yep.
Bonanza.
If everyone should drink if you hear the word bonanza, we make it a drinking game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a bonanza that.
What a bonanza.
Bonanza this. Speaking of, you ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah, so hold on right there. One more time. Go to the camera. BMWchampionship.com for everyone that's wondering to get a ticket. We actually might have some opportunities if you're in the area to go to it. So stay tuned, but you got to watch the Ryan Ripken show. And you got to watch what's going on with the Iron Rooster because they always got something up our sleeve, including this new game that you wanted to introduce.
I felt like I would bring something else besides food to the show. So, new segment. We'll call this, Is This a Big Deal? All right? Is this a big deal? Your goal is to say, yes, this is a big deal, or no, this is not a big deal, and why. We'll start in our hometown. All right? I don't know if you saw the news today, but the Orioles have created Cowser's Corral. Have you seen that yet today?
Yeah.
So can we just, we're talking about definitions.
Yeah.
Corral, right?
It's a fan section.
Okay.
It's with the hats.
Well, I think it's
Like a golden corral?
I think where you corral is to bring
Gather
people
together and confine.
Yeah.
Put or keep in a corral.
Yeah.
Are we just looking up every definition of what we're saying?
Yeah.
Well, for any word we don't know.
And it's a pen for livestock because, cows are moo.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Ryan, Zach, is that a big deal? Is that a big deal for the Orioles? Is that a big deal for Cowser? What do you guys think? We'll start slow. Is this a big deal?
You know where this is going to go, actually, to start off? I think a lot of fans, there's some fans that are excited because they're fans of Cowser.
Sure.
But I think a lot of people announcing it with the team losing, I've seen a lot of people go, well, isn't this just great? We're going to have a corral while we're losing a bunch of baseball games. But it shouldn't be about that, right? I think it's a cool experience that you're showcasing one of the fan favorites. I like it for that reason. I don't think there's going to be any. Cowser's going to be on this team, by the way. He ain't going anywhere. He's a super talented player, really personable guy. I wouldn't say I don't think it's a big deal, but I think it's a nice thing for the fans to try to connect with one of the fan favorites.
Right? It's a business, right? Especially if anyone's seen kind of how, back during the All-Star game with Truist Park, I read an article about just the business side of what they've created down in Atlanta and how other teams have visited that area to see how they can activate their space as well. So, they're trying to bring fans to the game. So you're saying no big deal. It's a great, kind of a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I'm saying this is it's not a big deal, but people are going to make it a big deal just because that's what people love to do.
Yeah.
Not a big deal, but will be made a big deal.
Gotcha. Okay. Second question. Ryan, if a player deletes all of his team's social media off of his social media account,
Here we go.
is that a big deal?
I think context is important, but when it does, it creates a big deal. Yes, because it's either going to be a tactic for a negotiation. They're ticked off, but when you do it, that people are going to notice it, right? Like it's not going to go unseen in this day and age now. That's why for me, it will be a big deal because if you're making that choice, so if Zach removes all Ryan Ripken Show content and people follow the Ryan Ripken Show, they're going to go, wait a minute, what happened? It's going to be talked about. It's going to be a buzz. Is Zach getting traded? Does he want out of the Ryan Ripken Show, right? People will start to talk about it. So for that, the action to me is a big deal because you are bringing attention to you.
Zach has a no trade clause, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, they can unless we go to a contender. I can waive it. Yeah, this is a big deal. I'm going to say big deal because but I think kind of like Ryan said, it's become a big deal because it's almost become hey, I'm unhappy. Like when it first started happening, people were like, oh, is this a sign? Like what's going on? Now it becomes the universal, so-and-so took everything team related out of his bio, all of his pictures deleted. And it's almost like, and then 2 days later, it's like he wants a contract extension. So I feel like now it's a big deal because it's like that player's clearly unhappy. And now they're making it public.
Yeah.
Very public.
Yep. Well, that's Trey Hendrickson, right? There's some
I mean, and right there,
Yeah,
it's a
Big deal.
it's kind of a big deal to not have him involved, and people are talking about every which way. Also, when you say, is it a big deal? I keep thinking of Anchorman, and Zach's just not going to understand it, though. It's, I don't know if you know this,
but I'm kind of a big deal.
I'm kind of a big deal.
I told you my senior quote in high school was Anchorman.
But you haven't seen the whole movie.
No, I've seen both Anchormans, both in theaters.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
That's kind of shocking.
that's a big deal.
Well, because I love Will Ferrell, so like
So if I ask you other Will Ferrell movies, you're like,
of course you're gonna ask me like,
like Kicking and Screaming.
yeah, I love Kicking and Screaming.
Okay, so you watch.
Get the ball to the Italians.
Yeah, it's easy. Pass the
Pass
ball
to-
to the Italians. Yeah.
All right, next one. Is this a big deal, Ryan and Zach? I don't know if you guys saw the national anthem standoff between the Seattle Mariners and the Milwaukee Brewers yesterday. Brian Wu of the Mariners outlasted Jared Koenig of the Brewers. Ryan, you've been on that in that clubhouse before. Is winning the national anthem standoff a big deal? Yes or no?
Ooh, winning it. That's good.
Winning it.
Or losing it?
I think it can build confidence.
Yeah.
It can definitely build confidence.
Tell
for your
anyone
team.
that doesn't know what a national anthem standoff is.
So actually what we can do, Zach, I bookmarked it. Can you pull that up so we can show our audience what you're talking about? Because that was the Brewers right there. It was one shot of the Brewers and of Brian Wu just standing it off there. So it's just when the anthem's done, who leaves the field first? That's the competition.
Yeah.
In this case, the Mariners won the competition. Actually, Zach, I bookmarked two if you wanted to get the wide angle of the standoff, which apparently Brian Wu lasted almost 4 minutes.
Wow.
Out there.
Whew.
Okay. I'll do the second one now.
It is very interesting there. I think it's a fun activity. It's not a big deal, but is it damn amazing? Could it, if they win the game, does it change your season? Maybe.
Does it bring the group together?
Hey, it can lighten the mood.
It seemed to.
It can lighten the mood.
Yeah.
Especially right there playing the Brew Crew. If I saw that correct there.
Wouldn't it be funny if the Mariners win the World Series and they point back to
the moment
the moment
it all changed?
And that was a big deal. Yeah.
I'm going to agree with Ryan. I don't think – also, I will say this can't become a normal thing because sometimes I feel like we'll see like 2 or 3 national anthem standoffs across the league like in a week. And you're like, once we get one, you got to wait for some time. We can't just all be doing national anthem standoffs. But I do think it is something like if your team is trying to make a run and you're just like, screw it. I'm just going to give us something. I'm getting some sort of life, or I'll get ejected, because at that point, umps start always threatening ejections. They're like, we'll toss both of you. At that point, Brian Wu's like, what is that going to do for me? I'm literally not pitching today. I'll just have to go watch the game in there. Like, that's not a threat. I think it is something that just like not a big deal, but I think it's a fun thing to do. Yeah. I think it's a good way to, if you win, although if you're trying to get the vibes back and then
where does the manager sit on that?
That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah. Are they like cool with this? In fact, the more, I guess the larger question, how involved are the managers in the day-to-day type stuff like that? Or does it depend on the manager?
They're definitely not promoting that.
Okay. They didn't say, we'll get out there.
Yeah.
Stand this
off. We need a victory today. we lost the day before 6-0, but they won last night 1-0. Thanks to Big Dumper, by the way, again.
Yeah.
Cal Raleigh, catcher.
Oh, my gosh. Ohtani just hit a homer for his 5th straight game.
He stinks. Talk about not a big deal, Ohtani. Right? Yeah. Am I right? Kind of a big deal. Overrated.
Okay, last one. We'll do the last one of this brand new segment. Is this a big deal? Tyreek Hill was in the news this week. And the reason for that was he admitted that his son's favorite player is not Tyreek Hill. It's actually Justin Jefferson. Ryan, Zach, is that a big deal when your son is not your biggest fan?
Why are you looking at me?
I feel like you should be able to. This is up your alley. If this
Why do
is
I have to answer this question?
I think.
Well, Zach and I's fathers were not.
Wait, this
Not in
may
any
be
way,
a
shape,
little
or form.
personal experience from you.
But I mean, just more so in general, as somebody who maybe played in that role. What do you think? Big deal?
No, I don't think it's a big deal. Because I'll say this, like growing up, and maybe because of playing backyard baseball too, like my dad was not my favorite player in backyard baseball. He was kind of poo in the game. Like he was always in the starting roster, right? But I'm like, man, Ken Griffey Jr., Pablo Sanchez, right? But when I was really young, like A-Rod and Derek were two guys I watched a lot. You know, my dad overall for everything was my favorite because he was my dad, not because of how he played. Like I didn't look up there and go dad, that's my favorite because of those reasons. That's probably why.
Sure.
I thought it was cool when I saw other people that I maybe didn't have that close connection with, but I got to make that connection, if that makes sense. Like I got to see my dad off the field and go and hit home runs over Fenway Park, and have that moments which I'll never replace.
Right.
Right. And when I'm saying this, of course, my dad is one of my top 100 favorite players. Right. You know what I mean? Like
that top 100.
Yeah. He cracked the top 100.
Yeah. That's saying something.
Yeah. But overall, no, I don't think it's that big of a deal because I think your kids don't necessarily look at it as
it's your dad, right?
It's your dad first, and then they don't look at you as the iconic player always first. Like I have more appreciation for my dad's career and what he did as I got older. As a kid, I appreciated it more of him just being my dad at his job, if that makes sense. Zach, I know you felt the same way with your dad.
Yeah, my dad was not my favorite baseball player. Probably top 200. We back in the backyard, a little wiffle ball, but that's about where it peaked. But yeah, I'll say not big deal.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson, I think, is a lot of people's favorite. I would say it's more of a big deal if he started naming just like a gritty wide receiver, like slot guy. Then I'm like, you know what? Like he clearly goes off stats, and he likes the potential of that player. Then my big deal is Tyreek Hill's son is a scout. If he was naming like, no, this is actually my favorite guy. Like I like the way he runs his routes. Like that's like, okay, we gotta get something with this kid.
I'm gonna weigh in here as the father of the three of us here.
Yeah.
Because I think you guys might be looking at it from the son's perspective, but I will look at it from the father's perspective.
Give us the father's perspective.
I remember one of my kids got asked one time what their favorite restaurant was and did not answer Iron Rooster. And I was broken. I have to admit, it was heartbreaking. I got over it. It didn't take me long, but as the dad, and I would say probably your dad would feel the same way. And, I don't know about Zach's dad as far as being his favorite baseball player, but I could see from Tyreek Hill's standpoint, you almost have a sense of disappointment. Like, what do you mean?
But it hurts in that way.
It does, yeah. So I would say for the dad, I think it's a big deal. I think on the son side, definitely not a big deal. And I think overall, I bet you Tyreek Hill gets it because you get over it pretty quickly. And I'm sure even though your dad wasn't the best backyard baseball player,
I haven't gotten over that. It's tough. Now, he was my favorite player to actually play with in a video game. Other than that, like there was another game like MLB 99, and I was so excited to play as my dad. Like all the things I loved, I guess just the fact is I got to see a front row of a different side of it.
Oh yeah.
And so that's why it was just a really cool moment. But of all the moments, one of the coolest memories was my dad's last All-Star game. And I called the home run, by the way. He hit it because I called it, not because he put the work in and swung first pitch against Chan-Ho Park and sent it into the seats or the bullpen or whatever it was in left field at which was Safeco Field out there in Seattle. But I always loved like him having the success. It was cooler than anything else. But I thought it was really cool when I got to see some of the other guys that I like to watch, and I got to have a way different experience seeing that. So that's why it was that to me was cool. I still got a photo from the All-Star game that year, 2001. Like I'm either sitting in Brett Boone's lap or A-Rod's lap. And it's just a photo of us, and I have my teeth all over the place. And that was a cool memory to look back on. And the final year, my parents said, who is your favorite player on each team? You can get, a jersey from them to commemorate the last year. And I don't like signed things for all of that moving forward in my life. That is the only signed collection that I actually love to look back on.
Oh, that's cool.
Because that was who did I like at the time that I liked to watch. The Marlins, it was Charles Johnson, former Orioles catcher, because of the relationship. I loved watching him, and he was so good to me as a kid, right? So,
and a hurricane.
Yeah.
Yep.
Troy Gloss was another name. Ichiro. Mike Sweeney with the Royals. Derek.
All right, not to put anyone put you on the spot or anything, but
where you're gonna put me on the spot.
Yeah, and I'm curious, were there any players that when you were growing up, like watching your dad, that you were like, oh, he's got to be like the best player in baseball, and then you look back and you're like, that was a league average player, or like there's any players that you're like, gosh, because when you're young, you're like, God, these guys are the best players ever, and now you look back, you're like, damn, he batted .215 career or something.
Well, because of the experience, when Josh Towers broke his fist, I told that story when I think it was in Toronto when he broke it. I got to check it. But I remember I told you I was playing PlayStation in the clubhouse, and I just hear this, just big noise, and Josh ended up fracturing his hand. But I thought, like, Josh is going to be a stud. Like, he's a beast. And, like, he's a big leaguer. He did his thing. He was not a stud, Think about some other names. Like Charles Johnson was a really good player, but in other people's minds, like that was the one that people were like, "What, you want Charles?" Like, there's some other really good, solid players on this team. On this team, like, no, I want Charles. So definitely that. Think about. Alan Mills was a character. I used to play him in NBA Street all the time. And he was a very solid pitcher in the big leagues for a while. But that was one guy that always stuck out to me where I thought Alan was the man. Yeah. And I look back, I'm like, okay, like he's going to go to the Hall of Fame like my dad. No. Like a lot of those guys, like I thought like Troy Gloss, Mike Sweeney, and they were good players. Like, don't get me wrong.
I learned back then that talent evaluation was super hard. Just like it is now.
Well, Marty Cordova, backyard baseball legend right there.
Oh,
an Oriole legend for a hot second minute. David Segui was a guy I spent time with that I thought David was going to like, oh man, Oriole is going to be the next thing. And it's like, oh, David's an awesome dude. Love him. Like he treated me really well, but yeah, but he wasn't a 19-time All-Star. Not many people were. Like Omar Vizquel, like, dude, he's 11 gold gloves just sitting there.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's nuts.
All right. Well, that was our segment. What did you think?
I love it.
I love that one.
Should we add in, maybe we have a voiceover that we push on a button? It's like, instead of I'm kind of a big deal, it's kind of a big deal.
Yes, I think we have to start adding the graphics.
Yeah, you just hit the
wrong button.
No, oh, you suck. He played the drums on me.
I was actually just going to do an air horn, but
maybe we should label that.
It is labeled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's labeled.
No excuse.
Yeah, I just couldn't see from the. I know where the song is. That's about where I go.
Right, well, next week we'll play, and we can even have people play at home. Is that a big deal?
Yeah. Let us know
Submit your questions if you want us to judge if it's a big deal or not. Doesn't need to be sports related, but it always helps.
Joe says right here, Joe Adams says, repeat this segment next week, please, Kyle.
Bring us your questions and the Ryan Ripken Show will decide.
For the one fan and Joe, appreciate that.
Yeah. And Zach's dad played baseball, Laura asked.
No, but he coached me in basketball. So he was my favorite basketball coach. I'll give him that.
He's probably a couple of kids' favorites, I would say.
We lost a lot of games. So I don't, like if they cared about winning, but if they cared about friendship and fun, I'm sure he's up there. If you're going off, I I tell people I used to love playing basketball from 4th to about 6th, 7th grade because I was one of those. I shot up. I was like 5'10" in 6th grade, 7th grade. I was putting up doubles on blocks and rebounds, not always points.
Oh, you got no, dude. It's like basketball. You're catching it. You're putting up.
I was then
stats.
trying to volley it back, and I was watching this, and this is slightly delayed, and I like stopped midair, and then
So I can see you were an accountable guy when you played too.
Well,
this isn't
there's
volleyball.
No ball playing in the house, boys.
Yeah, thank you.
But there is egg flipping.
There is egg flipping. We proved that not only can Ryan flip an egg, but he also can't flip an egg. So
no,
we learned a lot in this show today.
We did.
I gotta tell you.
The egg does flip.
Yeah.
It just didn't flip back into the pan.
Yeah, like it did the flip. It didn't land. You flipped the egg. You didn't land.
Well, we can always edit that part out. Too.
No, we played as it lies.
It would be hilarious if we just made one of those like blatant edits.
Yeah,
and then it's like
motion.
and then blatantly you just see us like put a fake AI egg just in the thing.
Oh, we can do that. I'm into that. Hey, big deal or not? Kobe Mayo 3 walks last night.
Oh,
now bench him.
big deal.
He's a good kid. Kyle, you're a good kid. Thank you. And next time you can let us know what song you sang as a kid that was not made for young Kyle. We were going through some old songs recently.
Real fast. This is Ice Cube. I've been asked this question like I think 3 times in the chat.
He's coming back in September.
2 weeks.
September, first week of September. Wait, is Mayo on the bench again tonight?
He must be because
not a big deal. Clearly, it's not a big deal. If you're,
I'm assuming.
Is he on the bench tonight?
Yep.
He is? Hell yeah, man. Nice.
I can't. I have no.
I prefer if a guy doesn't get on base. Or if he gets on base every time, I prefer.
Do we have a boo track in here?
Can look for it.
No, that's a wait. Talk. Oh yeah.
No, I don't want that. Yeah, I'll take a little bit more coffee. Well, we are going to release that Kobe Mayo video. I guess that's a good time to put out the graphic after the show, Zach.
Yep.
Because here he is once again. Woof. Well, we've had an entertaining show today, as always, and we appreciate Kyle and the Iron Rooster cooking with Kyle. And the Rooster here, Kyle appreciates.
Yeah.
Human Kyle. Thank you as always. We appreciate it. And we'll have a whole new segment next week. We are tomorrow. I think Zach, we're going to have Hall pretty good. Bryce Whitlow back. Chat a little bit more. We might have another guest up our sleeve. And the plan is to open it up to our Holy Shirts and Pants for the call-ins. We want to get back on that. Usually we like to do it every Thursday. Last week, a little bit chaotic. I'll take the brunt of that because your boy was the MC for the Baltimore Business Journal, which was phenomenal, by the way. Shout out to Baltimore Business Journal. And we got a whole lot more planned. Zach, any final words before we skedaddle?
No, I think we hit everything. Fun show. It was a good show.
Yeah.
I'm proud of us.
Another song that you sang as a kid that you shouldn't have, Milkshake by Kellis.
Oh.
Milkshake by Kellis. You know that one?
Nope.
Okay, let's cue the music.
Doesn't know that. I did not know that.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. That's what it is.
Of course I know that.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. La, 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 la. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow. We appreciate you guys. Have a day, have a night. Have a great stinking rest of your Wednesday. We'll be back tomorrow to close out your week. Well, be good until then. Be good.